Well, this will be the last recorded lecture for the Rhetoric of Tourism class. Today is the last official day, though I am giving you some more time with the paper. I know this is going to be tough for you because, again, this is the last recorded lecture, but it'll be okay. There, I will wipe your tears. Wipe the tears. It'll be okay. I always sort of offer a little bit of a course closure, and these are also my cool, funky computer glasses. These ones work actually better than the other ones. Everything is so clear. But in any case, just a quick reminder of what I need from you and what I shall be doing over the weekend. Everything is due by Monday at 10 o'clock in the morning, which means you need to email me your paper. It also means that you need to have sent me all the various email reflections of the chapters you've read if you haven't done all that yet. It also means that you need to finish up any of the threaded discussions if you have not done that yet. Remember, the threaded discussions, you're not only responding to the topic, but you're also responding to one other person within that particular topic, and there were 4 different topics. It also means that you need to finish every tweet for the tours that we did, noting again that I changed things a little bit to give you more time with the paper and to sort of reduce everybody's stress. And also, you need to make sure that you are up to speed and you have completed a blog for each of our tours. Again, sort of thinking in terms of the tours that we did, not the tours that I sort of deleted, so we could focus on the papers and stuff like that. And then, of course, the paper, as I said. And as I get through stuff and as I see that you're finished with various things, I will be giving you grades. I have the grade book and everything like that set up on Quality Connection. And my great hope, and I emailed you this morning, is that you, if you want me to read a rough draft, you need to give that to me by Sunday at 8 a.m. That way I can quickly read it, give you some comments, and then zap it back to you. And so Sunday evening you could edit it, polish stuff up, or change or rewrite whatever you need to do for the deadline Monday at 10 a.m. And then reading these rough drafts will also be a way for me to get to know your paper a lot better. So when I'm starting to actually grade them, starting 10 a.m. Monday, that I will be able to get through everything for the deadline, which will be Tuesday, July 2nd at 5 p.m. That's the deadline for me, my due date, to get all the grades in to KC. With that being said, again, as I said, I always like to do a sort of a course closure. Usually the course closure, and also put up a brand new PowerPoint, which is the last PowerPoint, which really isn't brand new at all because it's just a couple of slides cut and pasted from the very first PowerPoint that I have for you. The idea here, though, is that we've come full circle in our little journey, and so I want to return back to the various first stuff that I talked about, because what I like to talk about when it comes to course closure is the value of the class and the idea of application, and you know, how you can make this actually matter. If you recall, there were several sort of fancy terms that are not on our book, but I offered you at the start of our 4 weeks together. Arete was one of them, if you recall. If you recall arete. The other one, the second one, was eudaimonia. And then the next one was teleology, or teleological logic, which is closely related to Burke's entelechy. And so those were the terms. So to sort of go back and summarize what this stuff might be, or still is, but how you might actually think about it. And oh, by the way, also, if I asked you after I gave that very first lecture to make a little road or whatever and play with it and sort of think about where you are now and where you were then and where you are now. Maybe you did it, maybe you didn't, I don't know, but sort of always reflecting on why certain things, certain classes matter and how you can apply that stuff. That's the idea here. And this class has been very, very conceptual. It's, even though I put a lot of different learning objectives in the syllabus, it has been very much a big conceptual, big sort of abstract type stuff. It wasn't like how to write a cover letter or something like that. It's bigger than that. But also, oh, by the way, speaking of ending our course, I emailed you this information this morning as well. But there are some prompts, I think, on Quality Connection for you to evaluate this course, and all of the evaluations, just like the in-class stuff you do, are anonymous and confidential. But I'd also would love any sort of non-confidential stuff that you can email me, because I'm constantly trying to improve as a teacher. And this is the first online class I've ever taught that's completely online, so any sort of feedback that you could give me would be very, very helpful. So Rhet. Remember Rhet's idea of virtue, excellence, excellence in your domestic or home life, in your professional life, and your civic lives, and maybe all this real blurs together. But it can be also seen as just this larger idea of excellence. And it also sort of ties in with Aristotle's sort of the doctrine of the mean, that virtue sort of lies within the middle. So what does all that mean? What does that mean, Finnegan? Finnegan's like, yeah, what up? Not so much. He's looking outside. He's waiting for the mail to come. He likes to bark. When I was thinking about this, I mean, one of the things I would argue that you should think about is, and you can apply it, I mean, you should apply it to your processes of tourism, but also just everyday life, no matter where you are, watching television, listening to a speech, talking to people in the elevator. Excellence here, virtue, and what I'm trying to impart is sort of an excellence of mind, a critical mode of thinking about things. Here it was tourism and doing tours, but I think, again, we can apply that to everything. And so one of the reflections I have here, my own reflections, is that if Rhet and virtue and excellence, or excellence of mind, whatever you want to call it, is sort of in between, what does that say? Well, if you're going on a tour, or if you're doing anything, you need to be critical about stuff. But you don't want to be so critical that, you can't enjoy things. You don't want to necessarily go to a magnolia plantation or something like that and say, racist, 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 racist. That's sort of one extreme. There's certainly stuff there, I would argue, but still, I mean, there's other things going on there. And then, of course, the other side is just being sort of a dope about things, a passive dope, just going la-di-da-di-da-di-da, this is neat, yeah, yeah, and not being sort of critical about much of anything at all.